Thank you for inviting me in this Uttar Pradesh conference. And many thanks to Dr. Ravi Gupta, my personal friend, and its main head of EGOV magazine, for organizing this beautiful conference. Not this, many times and various occasions he used to interact with across the country, various knowledge-based activities related to IT and ITS sector and electronic sector. Our chief guest was just left, Sri Brajesh Pathak ji, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Government of Uttar Pradesh, Sri Sagar, Principal Secretary, Industry and IT, other dignitaries in the dais, and up the dais, all the IT giants across the country, and press media, those who are related to this e-conference. I'm very fortunate enough to interact with you in various occasions, and in this occasion of Uttar Pradesh, I was in hectic schedule in Jharkhand. 2 days back, your most dynamic Chief Minister of UP, I had a program there, Yogi Adityanath ji, 2 days back in Jharkhand, and from there I just joined. And when I discussed about all the activities in UP, he has a vision and vibrant vision about Uttar Pradesh, where the country is following him. He has just explained. So the topic is the IT and electronics revolution, whatever is there. IT revolution and future vision. Information technology, when you think of information technology, from the cradle of civilization, when it has started, the civilization started in Mesopotamia. Information existed there. There is no language, nothing else. The information was spreading in the form of images. There is no script. In the form of images, information was spreading across various areas of this globe. And gradually, India has entered into this. But the marriage of information and telecommunication has evolved a new buzzword, that is information technology. So information technology is now the new buzzword. Of course, there are various other areas, branches of IT, just like cyber security, artificial intelligence. They are taking the front-ending position of IT, but IT information technology is the core of the new India, new Bharat. If you think of Bharat, think of India, our origin, the entire globe is following whatever knowledge base is created in our subcontinent, the Bharat. Technology was prevailed that day, but we are gradually migrating to digital technology or information technology or any other technology gradually. The Pushpak Jan of Ravan, you can think that is originated from India, Bharat. If you think of there is a sadhu like Shamprabha in Raman era, she has teleported the team of Hanuman to the bank of Kanyakumari. So that time technology existed. If you think of Ravan, you think of Maharshi Narad, we are talking about internet, but Maharshi Narad was omnipresent. He was omnipresent, information spreading across the globe by him, but there is no technology term into this. We can say it is mythology, we can say this is whatever, we can give the term, but it was existed and is existing, and we are still going to achieve whatever our forefathers, when there is no digital age, there is no computer, there is no electricity and no mobile phone, they have created in the caves, in jungles, they have created, we are yet to achieve it. We are thinking of computer. The computer itself, whatever we are working on today's days, that is originated from the Paninian grammar. Panini is a great scholar, Sanskrit scholar of Bharat, and basing on the syntax of Paninian grammar, the Ada language has evolved. So we are achieving it. We are thinking of Einstein theory of relativity when before inventing theory of relativity E is equal to mc square, he has studied 3 months in Shantiniketan on Vedanta, Upanishad. Similarly, Schrödinger before developing the quantum physics, now we are in the age of quantum, going to in the age of quantum mechanics, as quantum computing. So quantum physics when is invented, he has studied Upanishad from Shantiniketan. So everything existed in our Veda, Vedanta, Upanishad. The technology was not meaning there, but all technology are there in different format, in story or whatever we say. But we have going to achieve gradually whatever you are going in a digital way and technology way. But if you think of Bharat, the information technology basically originated in the period of late 80s, 1988 something, late 80s, in DISNIC project of National Informatics Center. The DISNIC project first information technology penetrated to the all district administration offices. There is a program called DISNIC under NICNET connecting entire India, entire Bharat, Prime Minister Office, President Office, all ministries, all state headquarters and all district headquarters, district collectors, connecting the network. That is internet-based networking system, not internet-based. Internet was not there that time. So connecting the internet in the government level, file transfer and all other activities, standalone activities used to start there. Then gradually, late 90s, the evolution of internet. Internet has come up and the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, India has gone for globalization. So entire world was connected with a village, with a networking village. That is called our internet, with a network of networks. So that time, so various e-based, web-based activities started. First in Odisha, I have developed, I was director in National Informatics Center. I have started first the Jagannath Temple website. It has gone global in 1998 that time. After that, the first online payment gateway was developed by me in 2004. How all the banks were integrated with, that is the basic origin. Various other things were there, e-admission, student cycle of the entire university, or you can say. Once a student get admission, starting from admission to getting courses, connecting with the PTS, you can say Parent Teacher Association, and connecting with the all resource materials, their examination, or admit card, examination, and then result. The entire life cycle was automated through this net system. Similarly, other things like a grievance redressal system. Then we have done various things in digitizing the manuscripts, palm leaf manuscript and paper manuscript of this Odisha State Museum. And in national level, National Manuscript Mission has taken lead in this. So our knowledge-based things are globally available to the researchers and scholars across. So agriculture sector, education sector, health sector, e-hospital is a new dimension in health sector. Health sector, all these areas, labor, and all these sectors where their automation has started and everything is available, the governance system has penetrated to e-governance system. Our Honorable Prime Minister has told that it's giving stress on e-governance. E-governance means government will interact, disseminate information to the citizens, and citizens need not require to come to the government. They will get the all benefit, interact with the government through the digital medium and through e-governance. That is called your e-governance. And he has told that IT plus IT equal to IT. Information technology plus Indian talent equal to India tomorrow. So if you think of a new India, if you think of a new Bharat, the IT or digital India, the IT will take a major role. And he has classified the entire Bharat into 4 categories. One is youth, those who are called Z generations. Second is your women, the Matru Shakti. Third is farmers, our Annadata. Fourth is Garib. These 4 categories are Honorable Prime Minister categorized. By improving these 4 categories, but elevating these 4 categories in Bharat, we will have a Viksit Bharat. We will have a new Bharat. We will have a new India. That is the future of India, where it will be number 1 country in this world. It will lead globally, just like our yoga has become internationalized. Similarly, all the activities, whatever knowledge base, Veda, Vedanta, whatever is that knowledge base created in Bharat, that will be internationalized, and Bharat will be leading the entire globe in different ways, in knowledge base, in technology, in finance, in military, and in all these knowledge society. But thing is that gradually, if you think of just we are traveling the aeroplane, 50 years back, we are taking, suppose I am giving example from Bhubaneswar to Delhi. 50 years back, we are taking 2 hours. Now also, we are taking 2 hours. But in IT, information technology, you have started our career with floppy disk. Now where you stand? We are in cloud computing. Then after floppy disk, CD-ROM, DVD, pen drive, various things are there. But technology is massively. In France or Paris, you can say, rush to the tailor. Otherwise, the design will be changed. Once you come to the tailor, the design is changed. So you have to rush. In IT sector also, you always, every day, every time, you upgrade yourself, grasp the technology, new technology, and technology is changing in every moment, every second. So you have to, just like horse race, you have to march past in this area, gain our knowledge. But the greatest challenge is now your cyber security. We have cloud computing. We are started in various things, just M computing, mobile computing. Then we have come to cloud computing. In our smartphone has become the lifeline of each and every citizen of Bharat. Smartphone has become the lifeline of each and every citizen of Bharat. Whether you can do banking, you can take admission, you can transact all these things, you can play games, you can do everything, and that is because the power of cloud computing. Because the cloud computing, based on this various security features it gives, and the entire globe is connected to that, and front ending is your smartphone. That is there. But thing is that the future is there. AI, ML, quantum computing, zero trust architecture, cloud, cyber security, IoT, security, and blockchain. These are the cutting edge technology which coming date is coming. So the generative AI, artificial intelligence, plays a major role. It is very, very critical stage nowadays how to survive. So deep fake and other things are there which are dominating. If you think of Ramayana period, Mata Sita was unable to identify who was Hanuman, who was here, etc. Various forms people are interacting. Now this is the stage. It has come with the help of artificial intelligence. You know which information is correct, which is bad. Where I am there, how I am there. I am getting an information from Prime Minister or from any government sectors, whether it is correct or not. So each and every moment you have to check it. You have to cross-verify it. So deep fake is another area which impacts the psychology of any individuals, because you don't know what is there inside it. So these are the various challenges. So ChatGPT, Scribe, and other things are there. Another area is your sustainable technology. Now everything you are talking, but how the technology nature friendly, that you have to take care. these various, just like cyber security is a major challenge, electronics garbage is also major challenge. How to recycle this? We are using mobile, throwing it. We are using television, throwing it out. We are using computer, throwing it out. Lots of environment challenge, hazardous takes place nowadays, not on industry, not on other form of pollution. Maximum pollution is on the electronic hazards. That is to be taken the next generation technology for sustainable technology, that is nature friendly technology. Then another is space technology. Space technology, already India has put for this footprint in moon, Chandrayaan, and next in Mangal also. We are trying a lot in the world. There is a competition. But space is a major challenge where the information technology play a vital role and major role on technology sector. Now, space tourism, another area where through the space technology, space tourism, we are just traveling the car, bus or train or flight. Space tourism, another area of next, it is coming up. Semiconductor, as our Honorable Minister, Deputy CM and Principal Secretary has already explained about semiconductors. The next is semiconductor. You have to work on this, and the entire globe is marching ahead for the semiconductor technology. So, analytics and other areas, we are going to march ahead. And smart transportation. I was just interacting with a military conference. They are designing the new drones who can replace the trucks. The drones can replace the trucks for transportation. Point-to-point transportation, they did not require truck. Very heavyweight, high-end drones are going to be invented, where transportation can take place, so one need not require to depend upon the highways or waterways. Just in airways, transportation can be done. And augmented and virtual reality. Virtual reality is present day, is buzzword, because everywhere, every project, you can interact and communicate. Robotics, most of the organizations are going for robotics, though in a smaller scale it is utilized. In the future, in larger scale it is going to be utilized on certain specific areas, in space, in science technology, in research and other areas. Military also, robots plays a vital role, and robotic is coming in. And above all, the latest is your 3D printing. Designing a graphics design you can do in a computer that will give to a solid state. That is your 3D printing is a major buzzword. So out of all this, future is definitely the IT electronic revolution is there, and the future is growing in a rocket speed, more than in the speed of light, you can say, in which our technology progressing, in which our technology marching ahead. You can think of a new area where technology plays a vital role, but thing is that a challenge is your cyber security. So each and every stage, if you are using a computer, if you are using a smartphone, then biggest challenge is that, and our greatest psychology is that when you purchase a laptop, you verify the operating system, you verify the antiviruses, all these things you used to install, guard gates. But you purchase a smartphone, you don't install anything. You think everything taken into granted. So that is the biggest mistake we used to do it. So all of you, so try to upgrade. In any other sector, it is IT is not for IT. In the IT is for all sectors. Any sector, one should be IT literate and IT educated and cyber security educated. And when the future is on artificial intelligence and all this advanced technology, we should prepare for the future, how we can cope with the technology. These days, there is various generations, and now a new generation is there. You can say semiconductor, you can say artificial intelligence, you can say cyber security. This is a new generation. We are going to compete in the globe, compete in the world, in every, we are also competing with ourselves. We are competing with the technology, how we can use it. Using the technology also biggest challenge. So I thank all of you that how you can upgrade all these things. I am the standing committee member of Information and Communication and Information Technology. Any other output from this intellectual forum is there, it can be shared with me so that I can put it in the policy decision in national level. We can put it. So thank you very much, Raviji and the team, for inviting me this beautiful event in various stages, for interacting with this intellectual activities of eGov magazine, this beautiful magazine. Thank you very much. Jai Jagannath.